It's always a pleasure to welcome you to Youth Empowerment Television Show here on Pan-African Television. My name is Mamisha, and I do apologize for the late start of the show this afternoon. On the show today, I've been joined by Dennis Appiah-Larbi Ampofo, and Dennis is the immediate past president of the National Union of Ghana Students. He was the 54th SRC president of UCC. He's a former Ogwaho president, and he's currently a member of the New Patriotic Party's Manifesto Committee on Education, and one slogan that he runs by is Nyajidie. This afternoon we'll be delving into matters that concerns education, and so share your thoughts and your concerns with me on our WhatsApp number 053-1320-444. Let me know, are you satisfied with the implementation of education policies by the ruling NPP? What are your thoughts on one student receiving one tablet? Is it a totally misplaced priority or highly commendable project? If we're also streaming live on our Facebook page, so if you've joined us there, feel free to leave your comments and your thoughts with us in the comment section. I promise that I'll read them for you as the show goes on. Dennis, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Mary.
You're welcome.
How are you?
I'm doing well.
You're looking good as usual.
Thank you.
Is there a point you've never looked good?
Since there's no money in the economy, yeah, that point. Because all my plans have been shattered. But you're looking good as well.
Thank you.
You are in government, so I'm sure you are.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you are.
There's a way being in government makes you look good?
But you people have all the resources. You people are sitting on the money. You said
well,
that
I don't work for the government. I am not on the government's payroll. I am not in any official capacity. I sell fruit juice on the streets. When you come to Kanishi First Light, around the traffic,
Lord.
you would usually see myself and a couple of my friends. I'm usually in a black apron. That's why I sell my fruit juice. So when you buy, then I get the opportunity to get a few cedis to feed myself and my family. So that's what I do, actually.
That's the only thing that you do.
Yeah.
Anyways, I would commend you, because you were one of the student leaders who received praises, and I believe that you are still receiving praises for the good job that you've done. The Nukes Model School project in Upper East, fantastic project. The Nukes app, also a very brilliant project. But also some students have this notion that most of the student leaders who are, elected in certain political dispensation are always in bed with the people in government, and then it seems like it's becoming a statement of fact rather than an allegation or an assumption, because we've seen your predecessor Jay Hyde. He's now a member of the MPP committee communication team, right? And then now you're also a member of the committee, NPP Manifesto Committee on Education. What is going on? Is it true, or should we just rubbish it as mere allegations?
Well, Mommy, you see, first of all, the definition of in bed is problematic in this context.
Okay.
So my understanding of in bed is where you connive, or where you see no wrong, hear no wrong, say no wrong. That is more like to in bed, right?
Yeah.
That's the context, right? So there's a difference between having sympathies or being a member of a party and being in bed when you're a union leader. My affinity and my sympathies or my membership with the MPP has never been in doubt. But Mamicha, can you look me in the eyes and say that within this 1 year plus that I served the students of this country, for even once, you feel I was compromised?
Is that a personal question to me?
Yeah.
Am I supposed to answer that?
I don't know.
I'll choose not to. But okay. I mean, from the students.
I'm coming. And so, and you admit that students commended my tenure.
Yeah, they do.
For once, did you ever hear any student, did you ever hear any students express sentiments that have been compromised by the government?
Not necessarily, but I've heard students say that even though you launched press conferences and then you tried to make the government, put him on its toes, they said some of them tout your letter to the government as a love letter. So there was much ado about nothing. You were just,
Well, did they get results? That's the most important thing. Well, you call it a love letter. I call it resource getting. So there's a difference. We have different approaches to leadership. There are people who believe that we should insult to get results.
Yeah.
There are people who believe that tact negotiation gets results.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, our responsibility in leadership has not got to do really with our effort, but with our results. That is why in every jurisdiction, results and effort can never be put on the same equator. You have a responsibility to evaluate the outcomes of what we do for our people. Does it compromise them? Does it produce results? I have no doubt in my mind that my tenure as NUC's president wasn't compromised, not even for a minute, and students attest to the fact that it wasn't compromised. You may accuse me that I have sympathies towards the MPP. Yes, I do. Unapologetically, I am MPP true and true. And I was MPP even before I became NUC's president. But what matters is that in the discharge of my duties, did I follow the oath I had sworn to the students of this country, regardless of my affinity? The Electoral Commission of Ghana, the Chief Justice, all of them have votes. Every one of them.
But we don't know them. They are secrets.
But
anyway,
the good thing is that
Dennis, that was just by the way.
Well,
that was just by the way.
Let me leave you to that one.
that was
I'm sure
just
we'll
by
have
the
a
way.
personal convo.
Sure, maybe after the show.
Yeah.
But in 2016, I'm going to hold you by your books. I'm going to hold you by your books. In 2016, the MPP promised to ensure that kindergartens are kindergarten places are available for all 4-year-old children. Yet in 2023, according to the Ghana Education Service, there are about 5,400 schools under trees, and some schools are very dilapidated. But the government is now spending millions of cedis on distributing or disbursing one tablet to each student. Do you think that this is totally misplaced?
So first of all, Mama Chra, I think that I ought to commend you, not just for the question, but the manner and the intelligence of the question. So you look at you just oppose our calendar and our situation and our challenge. You just oppose it to our actions. Okay, that's brilliant. Now let's look at the concept of development.
Okay.
The concept of development is a holistic one. That is why, in as much as you probably have not found the solutions to all your problems, you still find a way to go out of your way to help a friend when he needs help. That is because we have a holistic approach to development. That is why in Ghana, we did not wait to build all our hospitals before we built roads. But on the scale of preference, health matters before transportation. But why would we say that whilst we build hospitals, then we build roads? In Ghana, we still have people who do not feed 3 times a day, but we still build roads. Why don't we give the food that the money that we are using to build roads to people to buy food? It is because development is holistic. You build a parallel country where you build it side by side. But the question you ask yourself is that, have we done something in KG? Have we done something to support basic school? Have we done something to alleviate the issues of infrastructure? Yes, we have. Through Get Fund alone.
You can speak to that.
Yeah, I'm coming there. Through Get Fund alone, there are 1,270 projects in basic schools across the country. Through Get Fund alone.
These are not just on paper, these are facts.
No. So it will translate to your basic school enrollment average. If you lie, the basic school enrollment average would show. So if you have a country that is doing 97, almost 98% basic school enrollment average, what that means in literal terms is that for the set of young people who are at the basic school going age, 98% of them are in school. Guess what? It is one of the highest in the sub-region and in the world. 98%. For a country which comes from very far, that is some good steps in the right direction, right? So my argument is not to say that we finished solving all our problems. My argument is to say that, yes, indeed, we have problems in infrastructure. Yes, indeed, we've made good strides at it. But can we wait to finish all our infrastructure problems before we start tackling the need for technological edge, the need to build the human capacity, make sure we produce quality human beings? Because guess what? The 21st century is not going to be built by buildings. Our country, Ghana, is not going to be elevated to where we want to get to because we have skyscrapers. No, it's going to be because the likes of Mama Chra, the likes of Daniel Asari, the likes of Danilo Fourier Champon, the likes of Kwesi tonight are going to be sharp, brilliant, and properly construed or constructed towards the 21st century. So if you look at the Asian tigers like the South Korea, Israel, Malaysia, it is not because they have skyscrapers, because the human quality we produce in our country must be enhanced and ensured that we produce good and human quality. So whilst we tackle our infrastructure deficit, we must not wait and sit to finish before we tackle the quality of human beings we produce. We can't do that side by side.
Okay, so doing that side by side, you've also in 2019 introduced a new curriculum. The president has spoken extensively about it and how he wants the citizens to be well equipped. It also covers the area of, electronics and being ICT inclined. But yet still, in 2024, there are no textbooks to that curriculum to help build the people that you want us to build. But you are now sharing tablets.
So what's the purpose of the tablet?
Well, you educate us.
Yeah, I'm coming. One of the key, it's a rhetorical, one of the key advantages of the tablet, is a kind of connectivity or the resources it avails to our students. So we can buy textbooks for everybody. Yeah, we do that. But guess what? A single tablet covers almost every single textbook you can ever provide to us.
So the children will take their tablets to their classroom?
Yes.
Is that what you're saying?
That's what we're doing.
Okay.
It's amazing. What we get into in Ghana is amazing. And I'm proud
and this spreads across kindergarten to senior high school?
No. So your question was in context, so I'm giving that. So I am happy about where we're going to as a country. Where young people do not necessarily need to flip pages, right? Young people now can, by a click of a button, access every resource available not only in Ghana, but globally. When you get to the kindergarten, those textbooks are there. The context here is the senior high school, right?
Yeah.
And then I'm saying that we need not to even buy them single textbooks, so that they carry 28 textbooks or 30 textbooks. Now by a click, just like you do with your phone and your tablet. You didn't come here with any file. You didn't come with a single one. But guess what? You are doing an amazing job by a tablet. What is this government saying? You need not to be able to afford it. I'm sure you bought this yourself, right?
Yes, I did.
Good. You can afford it. How much is it? But ask yourself, I come from a village in Farman, Afwano Southeast. Ask yourself, can the people in my village afford your tablet? No. But by the dint and structure of a government that is concerned about the poor, we are able to provide every single one of them, 1.3 million of them, with a tablet that connects them to the world. When we get into as Ghanaians, we need to move from a development.
But these same people in these areas do not have classrooms to go to use these tablets that you are providing.
I have already dealt with that. I asked you a simple question. So when they get it, you are comfortable with them holding tablets and going to sit under trees to use the tablets. Okay. So clearly, you come back to the same old situation of infrastructure, and I've said that we cannot purport to say that until we finish building every single infrastructure, we cannot do anything to the human capacity. And if you get to the secondary level, guess what? We are not sitting aloof. Over 1,290 get farm projects in the secondary level alone. The first one I gave you was basic. Secondary level alone. Guess what? If you get to a Hunterman Senior High School right now, there are 6 laboratories.
Science laboratories, ICT laboratories, what laboratories?
Science laboratories. 6.
Science, okay.
6 of them. The first time in the history of this country. Let me take you to Joabin right now. There is a model JHS that looks like a university. Go to Panseke right now. There is a senior high school that looks like a university. Every single thing. What are we doing? We are dealing with the infrastructure problem. When you get to my hometown, Farman, close by Edujama, you get there and there's a transformation in the kind of blocks we're building. Because we cannot say that we should finish our human capacity before we get to infrastructure. Neither can we say that we should finish infrastructure before we get to human capacity. We build our country side by side. It is likened to our homes, where you don't know wait to be able to find all the monies you need to rent before you provide food. Where you need not to also wait before you provide rent. You build it holistically, side by side. And I am passionate about it because the human capacity, the human beings, Ghana is not going to be owned by only the rich in the next few years. Guess what is going to happen in the next 10 years? 1.3 million. All of them will be tech savvy.
But is this project sustainable?
Why isn't it sustainable? The first question you ask yourself is sustainability has to do with capacity, right? And then funding. Let me deal with the capacity. As we speak now, if you look at what Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia is saying, we are hoping to train about 100,000 plus teachers in IT. Currently, we have so many of our teachers in IT we are training. And then we are doing refresher courses on these tablets. Guess what? These tablets even have manuals and videos, educational videos, where sometimes you don't need to even go to the classroom. Okay. You can still have videos. Then it has to do with funding. So now let me tell you the beautiful model. When I was in secondary school, we had a book called GAST. It was a science book.
Yeah.
When you are leaving school, you pass it to the next. You don't take it away, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So by virtue of that, some schools had maintained a GAST archive, a lot of GAST for 10 years.
Yeah.
They were able to maintain books for 10 years and pass it on. How much was it? But guess what? The tablet, you don't take it home after school.
You leave it at school?
Yes. Beautifully.
I
so that
see.
the next person after you gets to get it. Now, do you know why this is even more brilliant? When you talk about the cost thing, when we are talking about textbooks, buy textbooks, this is much more cost effective than buying textbooks for our students. Why am I saying this? So if we spend X amount or 10 cedis on one of the tablets, I use it for all the textbooks. When the next set comes, we give it to the next set. The next set comes, we give it to the next set. So you use it in school throughout your 3 years. Then you give it to another person. Then you give it to another person. Then there is a warranty on each one of them. The beautiful part is that we are setting up 216 maintenance centers across the country. Guess the beautiful part of that one too. Our PWD friends, our persons living with physical challenges, will be manning these maintenance centers. So when it is a problem with it, the child goes to the center and it is renovated, it is refurbished, or maintenance is done on them. I think that sometimes we belittle what we have as a country because of the partisan nature of the polarizing nature of it. But guess what? If this had been done by Rwanda, South Africa, Germany, or any other country, we would have sat here and then praised them on social media and said that they've done amazingly well. Now guess what? Right here in Ghana, in sub-Saharan Africa, a country is sharing 1.3 million tablets across the country. There are so many of our European or Western partners who've tried this and are struggling to do it. My joy is that it is not only online. The tablets are offline too. So the books there are offline. The videos, we have lessons videos.
So whether you have internet connectivity or not, you can still have access to
another brilliant part too. It is solar powered.
MPP, you have mouth-watering
I know you are enjoying.
campaigns.
No, this is not campaign. This is reality.
Yes.
Tell me, we have mouth-watering policies we implement.
You have not implemented them yet.
No,
you
we are sharing.
Sweetheart, launched.
Guess the beautiful thing.
You have
We've
launched.
not just launched. Distribution is ongoing.
In which schools?
Antaman, I've given you an example. 450,000 are being distributed across the regions. So it gets to the region, then the officers share it. So it's not about promises. We've moved beyond that stage. If you get to Drabin, the model GHS we are building in Drabin, it is no longer a promise. It is reality. The Domi Kwabenya KG, the integrated KG at Domi Kwabenya, where it's a technologically enhanced kindergarten. I'm sure you've seen the videos where smart boards are available for KG children to use. This is not a campaign policy. This is not a promise. This is reality. What they call Fili Kadoji. Go to Rara Senior High School. When you get to Rara Senior High School, as I speak to you, it's a STEM school. The things the students are doing, it's not by chance, not because we woke up and it happened. No, it is because a president called Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo laid a vision to enhance the human beings we have in this country. It takes a lot for a government to commit 3 billion into senior high school or students.
Is it because they can vote the next person into power?
So I heard former President Mahama saying that, and I mean, I'm sure we'll deal with that matter and the posture of the former president at the appropriate time. But I want to do national issues here. First of all, if someone tells you that the tablets are being shared because of vote, the person has either not looked at the data or is just being mischievous. You know, currently the kind of people we have in our senior high school are mostly young people. 70 to 80% don't vote. I'm sorry to disappoint the naysayers. A lot of our senior high school, and everybody knows this. Now senior high school is 12, 13, 14. We are voting this year. It's not next year that we say that by then they would have 10, 18. So if we truly wanted to do vote buying, we have university students. Guess what? The tablets we are giving to the senior high school students is 1.3 million. It could have served all tertiary students 2 times. It means that every tertiary student could have gotten some and given to the mother if you won't vote. They could have done that. We could have done that.
So why is the senior high school the priority?
Because the focus is that beyond vote, we need to build a certain human capital for the future.
But you don't need to build them from primary to get into the senior
high
school. So
the ability to use tablets in primary is not as much as senior high school.
And not even tablet. That's why I came to the issue of they receiving textbooks for their curriculum.
But we've dealt with that. We've dealt with that, and we've cleared the air. We've established.
They've not gotten the books yet. Still,
which KG or primary schools have not gotten books?
They've not gotten
which
it.
Primary school?
Which
primary school?
Even the minister for education has already spoken about it. That
Which
he's still working
school?
on it.
Which
He's still
school?
working on it.
Not a single primary
schools.
School.
All the schools.
No. So hold on.
In 2024.
So hold on. Yeah. It looks like let me place it in context.
Okay, place it in context for me.
We have challenges in textbooks in senior in GHS, not primary. So it's not primary. It's GHS.
Okay.
Good. So let's put that one aside. Let's make it clear. If you look at the manifesto of the NPP, point 1, 2, 3, it says clearly that we hope to give tablets to senior high school and junior high school students.
Okay. So it will solve the problem there.
So I'm coming.
Okay.
So it means that our focus is not senior high school alone. We hope to even give tablets to junior high schools.
Junior high schools, okay.
That's the vision of Danado Danko Akufo-Addo. That's the vision of Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia.
Okay.
But guess what? I do not sit here to say that we solved all the problems. We promised GHS and senior high school. We've done senior high school. What I can assure Ghanaians is that we'll get there. We won't solve all our problems in a day as a government. We won't solve all of them, but hopefully every junior high school student too will be considered in this. By the time our people get to tertiary, it will be amazing the things that we do with AI, we do with robotics, we do with coding and programming. It will be amazing the kind of human being we produce in this country. I will never sit here to say we've solved all our problems. No, I admitted from the face initially that infrastructure we've not finished.
Yeah.
But I also
because talking about infrastructure, I see that the MPP is very passionate about TVET. But then I asked myself, do we have the infrastructure to accommodate them? Do we have we put in place initiatives that will train these people for the workforce?
I like the TVET conversation. You know why I love it?
Why?
Because I have said that personally, if I'm supposed to go back to senior high school, I'm supposed to start again, I would have entered TVET.
Tell me why.
It's the future, actually. Because you see, World Bank has estimated that if you enter any work environment, about 60% of the work there is connected to TVET.
Okay.
About 60% of the work in every place. So even here, your cameraman, your maintenance crew, and all of that, the carpenters, all of them are connected to TVET, right? So I am passionate about TVET. And the more reason why I'm committed to the education agenda of Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia is his commitment towards TVET too. So if you want any part of our education sector that has seen so much transformation in this country, it's TVET. Over $120 million has been invested in our TVET equipment and machinery only. That is why when you get to KNUST, when you get to all our technical universities, I think this is an open knowledge to know the kind of retooling we've done in our TVET. And then guess what? Of all the infrastructure deficit we speak about, TVET schools are not complaining. They are not. You know why? Because there is a strong commitment towards TVET. So you don't hear TVET schools complain about equipment these days. You don't hear them complain about infrastructure these days.
Then let me bring to your knowledge the people who are complaining. It's because of time.
Let me have this one. This is a very important part. And guess what? The most expensive human being to train in the world is TVET. Guess what Danado has done? Every single TVET student in our country goes to school for free.
That I understand, and that's I think is a very good initiative.
Even You're not saying free, much.
No, the free senior high school is a great policy. It's beautiful.
It's not just free senior high school.
I'm coming to a point. I'm coming to a point, but you would also agree with me that because of this initiative, there are a lot of people in classrooms now, and so there's pressure on the teachers. Now our terms that were spread over 3 terms have been shrunk into 2 semesters, and then there's pressure on the students. Now there's double track system, which allows students to go and stay home on long vacation terms without being in school, and so parents are now paying monies for their wards to go for extra classes. I'm wondering whether this initiative has done more good to the parents and to the students or more harm.
Okay, Mami Chua, let me I know you answer it, but let me evoke this question and thoughts.
Evoke it.
When you were in senior high school, did you have extra classes going on?
Yes. It was optional.
Yeah, I'm coming. Did you enjoy?
It was optional.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah.
Did you enjoy free senior high school?
No, I didn't.
But there were extra classes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
That's all.
It was optional.
It's still optional.
It is optional, but now it has become sort of a demand. If you want your child to be up,
so let's be honest and clear.
Yeah.
Extra classes in schools have always existed.
But now they've become an essential part of education.
I came way before free senior high school.
Yeah.
I went to secondary school free way before. Guess what? In my school, mathematics extra classes was like non-negotiable.
Yeah.
What am I driving at? Extra classes is one, school-based, circumstance-based, and student-based. So there are some schools in this country, as I speak to you, not a single extra class goes on the campus because the headmasters want to ensure that nobody extorts student money from students.
Yeah.
And there are some schools where extra classes is part of the fabric. This is not initiated by free senior high school. No, let's not find problems where there are none. Now, the issue of coming home...
So are you saying that there are no pressure on teachers, there are no pressure on students?
No, I'm building a point. So there clearly existed extra classes before free senior high school came. It's been amplified because now the numbers are high.
Yeah.
And it is not a bad thing for some parents to say that I want my child to get extra, so I'm paying for the person to attend free extra classes. If the person was willing to pay when he was paying fees and is willing to pay now, I see no difference. The only difference is that now there is some cost that has been eliminated by the government. Now, back to home classes when they come home. Now, as we speak, I can confirm to you that double track schools have been reduced to up to 30%. So it means that double track schools are leaving.
Yeah.
How are they leaving? The students did not vanish because we've actually added on more students. Now we've received 500,000 plus students in our schools. So if nothing had been done, it means that double track would have been escalated.
Yeah.
But now double track has been reduced. How? Because we've built more infrastructure. When they come home and people want their children to have extra classes, I think it is something we should encourage. I probably never attended extra class, or I did, but it was not during free senior high school time. So I am of the view that let us find the real faults that connect to senior high school, free senior high school, and solve them. Let us not link it to something that it's not initiated by the free senior high school model, because the free senior high school has come to stay. The best we can do is enhance and improve upon it and ensure that in line with our constitutional dictates, every single child, every single young person of our country gets their due of the national cake. And I believe that the free senior high school, the free TVET, the tablet are connected to students getting what rightfully belongs to them in accessing education in this country. And I have no doubt in my mind that our country is on a tangent, that the future does not belong to only the rich, but belong to every one of us, including the young girl in Kojokro.
Okay, now that you've brought that, let me ask you this question. Since education should be accessible and then affordable, or since it should be available to everybody, there are students in Hungary who are on government scholarship, and now they are crying out that they are hungry due to unpaid stipends. As a member of the MPP Manifesto Committee on Education, what will be done differently by Bawumia?
Okay, so let me say this directly into your camera.
Yeah.
Take this from me. The amount of innovation that Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia will be leading this country into would be amazing. It would transform a lot of things. Someone would ask, why is he not doing it now? I think we've gone past that stage. There is always a difference between CEO and deputy CEO. We're going to run on a transformed system.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that all our problems are going to vanish in a day, no. But I can assure you that issues of student loan, scholarships, and what have you when it comes to student financing, a bold statement will be made by Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia on it. A bold plan will be laid on it. And it will be a plan not just because it is Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia's plan, but it will be a plan born out of consultations, born out of bringing a lot of brains around the table, such that some of these problems will be stamped out. We've seen the system and we've seen how it operates. The good thing is that now, as our students are in Hungary and the challenges we face, and I have sat on your show before to complain about students outside the country and not receiving their stipend. And I'm not going to metamorphosize a day and say that they are receiving their stipend. No, it's not true. They are not. I admit that there's a challenge, but the good thing is that these students have received some level of support in recent times. We've delayed in the payment, but I can assure you that it will be paid. Fast forward from that, on the vision of Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, the committee, the manifesto committee,
on the scholarship, before you even come to Bawumia's vision, which would obviously be taken into his manifesto, there are also, well and able people in the country who have also placed themselves on the scholarship, while brilliant and needy students are also not having access to the scholarship as they are deserving of it. We have some people in power who enjoy allowances, and yet I believe you've read the article on the fourth estate. What do you say to that?
I really don't want to go into the fourth estate thing.
Why don't you want to go into that?
If I decide to go into the fourth estate publication, we'll do so much scrutiny and analysis that we are not ready for that yet. Let me put that one aside. Let me speak to the issue of scholarship.
Yeah.
You and I have a responsibility as a country.
Yeah.
It's either we continue to live in discretion, where people decide by their own discretion who deserves scholarships or not.
Yeah.
Or we decide a generic rule for deserving. Because in my eyes, you, Mama Chua, you are not deserving. But in your pocket, you could be deserving.
Yeah.
That's why I don't want us to go so much into it. I think that we need to have a consensus as a country in defining the parameters of scholarships. The only advice I would give to our country is that when the time comes for us to define parameters for defining who deserves, we should be careful. We might hang ourselves on the neck, where people we deem to be undeserving may be deserving, and people we deem to be deserving may be undeserving.
Okay.
I
understand. I have just a minute. So talk about what the priorities and new initiatives that the NPP intends to focus on in the education sector.
Vision will come strong in the manifesto when it comes to the education.
Yeah.
But at least on the 7th of February, he laid a foundation. The foundation is that we will leverage on technology, AI, robotics to enhance delivery of quality education. That is the foundation. That we move from the first year of our education, just teaching 1+1, to where we develop human capacity using technology. That's where we're going to. And the manifesto will point by point, how we'll do this. I can assure you, because I sit with the manifesto committee. Whilst we wait for that, let us be rest assured that the same government that, regardless of all the challenges that our country is facing, has maintained our determination on free senior high school, has maintained our determination on the quality of people we produce, has maintained our determination to enhance the human quality through the distribution of tablets. We'll do that. To end, do you know that as we speak,
you have just 30 seconds.
Yes, as we speak, the northern region of this country has a secondary enrollment of 95%. The northeast region of this country has a secondary enrollment of 94%. The savannah region of this country has an enrollment of 94%. Clearly, there's a pattern shift that the north is doing something special. In the next 10 years, our country will be run by our people from the north. Not because someone decided to, but because there is a deliberate shift in the system where the poor will be at the center of building this country. And I have no doubt in my mind that there is a shift. It's either you join the shift where poor people step up